What's good, everyone? Today is May 26th, 2026. It's a Tuesday. Yesterday was a bank holiday, so today's the first trading day of the week. I'm doing a new way of posting trade recaps that instead of recording a trade recap after a trade, I just record my whole entire live trading session. Um, and then throughout the session, I'll pause it and unpause it, like explaining little things about my thought process. Um, and I'll just post it on any day that I take a trade on. So I'm gonna get right into it here. Coming into the day, I'm obviously bullish. We're at all-time highs still. We're going towards all-time highs. And if you look at the sessions, Asia accumulated, London manipulated into this 4-hour gap, taking out this 4-hour intermediate low, and got distribution higher. There is a new week opening gap here, but I'm not too concerned about it since we're not displacing towards it. If we start displacing towards it, that's a different story, but that's not going to happen today. That's 250 points away. We're not going to get that type of movement. But on a later day, if we start to get displacement towards it, I would definitely be bearish. But for now, I'm bullish. We have all these stacked highs here, all-time highs, and we have a couple spots that we can get longs from. There's that low over here and then this low over here. I hope that this low doesn't get taken before 10 a.m. Or not before 10 a.m., but before market open. It would be nice for us to accumulate here for the next 20 minutes and then manipulate lower and then get distribution higher. That's what I'm looking for. Very obvious. We are within a 4-hour bearish gap, but I expect it to be ran because I am just overall bullish. And it already gave us a little reaction over here. It doesn't really need to do it again, but there is SMT at the high, so I guess get a little rebalance here and get a long from there. That's what I'm looking for, either from here or from this 1-hour intermediate low. And yeah, I'm going to wait for market open and see what it presents. All right, so this low ended up getting taken before market open, so I wouldn't really be wanting to take a long from it. Like if we just sweep lower, ES is already coming closer to this hourly intermediate low. So I'm most likely going to wait for that instead. There is like some LRL over here, but I will probably just ignore that since it is trading inside of a 4-hour gap. It is a London low, kind of like a protected low, and we got displacement higher from it. So yeah, what I would like to see here is an open low. Hopefully EF sweep out this low, get that long. But if we just end up displacing from here, I can't enter here. If we just start displacing higher, open up some 5-minute gaps or a 5-minute gap, I would gladly take a continuation with that because it'll be a sponsored gap because we're delivering off of this higher time frame. 30-minute gap, 15-minute gap, whatever it is. So I wouldn't want a long here at all. All right, so at this point, ES did hit this hourly gap. Now, if we do get immediate rejection here, it doesn't keep going lower, showing that it wants to take out all these lows over here. This is a valid long spot. However, damn, there's no inversion at all. There's a 15-second, but I haven't tested 15 seconds. I'm not going to take that. I could forward test it, but don't even know if we'll get it in the first place. Target would probably be this high over here, which is pretty far. Could just go for like a 1-to-1 or target this. But I would not take this regardless. I would probably need NQ to go lower or just ES to go take out this low. And if we have an SMT with this low and soup it, I would take a long. If it starts getting displacement through it, then I would assume that price is hunting for this new week opening gap. So I'm just going to wait for that, see what we do. I can't long here. There is no inversion. If we just keep resweeping it, at that point, ES is going for these lows. So I'm going to just wait. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be waiting for all these lows to get taken out. I'm not going to want a long while ES is trading within this. NQ also is displacing through these 15-minute gaps. Now the question is, would I want to look for shorts or do I want to wait for lows to get taken out? For now, I think just get lows taken out because other than the fact that this new week opening gap is here, there are no bearish targets and no real reason for us to go lower. So if this low just ends up getting swept on ES, then that'll show that, okay, we don't want to go to this new week opening gap and just want to continue higher. But if it gets displaced through, that's a good sign for shorts, and I would look for a short there. All right, so over here, there are a couple scenarios. We have this SMT with this low. Let me mark that out. So theoretically, this could just inverse this 5-minute. I would take that and then target the high over here. But if we decide to get a pullback into this rejection block, I would take the trade out of the rejection block. Or if we decide to completely resweep the low because maybe NQ would want to go for this hourly intermediate low too, I would wait for that. But it's all conditions. If this is respected, I would expect hit this rejection block, either get a trade from it or just sweep through the low and then get a long. But if this 5-minute gap is disrespected, which it looks to be doing here, I would take the inversion. Now, I'm not just going to try to enter early on this because my condition depends on this 5-minute gap. But maybe like if the 4-minute or 4-minute inverses, then at this point, like, yeah, the 5 minutes probably going to go too. There's like this little 4-minute up here. Hopefully it gives an entry, right? It doesn't just rip to this high without me. That would suck. But not a bad spot to get an early entry. The whole 1-minute leg was blown through. There's nothing in here that would really make price reject. So it isn't a bad spot to get an early entry in. I'm just not going to rip it. Like, I'd rather just wait in this specific moment just because I'm not fully convinced due to this low still being on NQ. Even though there is an SMT on it, just it would be nicer if it was taken. But this shit looks like it's going to rip. If this high gets taken, I can't get in on this trade. So I'm going to just limit order somewhere. And we'll see. Yeah, so this high just got like absolutely ran through. Zero chance for me to enter. I can't enter now because this would be my break-even point. Let's see, it was a 15-minute. Wow, that 15-minute was respected. That's crazy. Yeah, you could have definitely taken an early entry here, like off of this 3-minute, these 2 3-minutes. You could have gone in on that. You could have gone in on this 2-minute. You could have just got in after seeing, after seeing that 1-minute get ran through. Let's say you got in here off of the 3-minute. You'd be break even right now. Let's see if it ends up playing out or not. Could probably even move your stop loss here just because of this order block, but I just felt like because the rejection block is there and there's a big SMT that should probably utilize most of the wick. But let's just see if this ends up break evening or not. Still bullish to all-time highs, so anything in this leg is sponsored. A 5-minute in this leg is sponsored by this 4-hour, by this 15-minute. So if there is an entry for a continuation to all-time highs, I would take that. But this was a good trade. Would have been nice if I could get in on it with the 5-minute. I guess after seeing this 3-minute inversion, this like all these 1-minute for value gaps ran through completely. CISD over here. That should have been a good sign to enter. Would have been a nice trade, but still testing out my early entries, so I'm not going to get in on it when I'm just testing it. Very obvious long setup here. I would honestly take this shit with like 15 micros or something. Gives the close. Boom, I'm in there. What's all-time highs here? Very obvious setup. I don't think I'm even gonna go break even on this. This 1 minute should not hold. Um, yeah. Very obvious setup. I'll go break even at this high. That's what I'll do. Alright, I'm break even here. Got taken on NQ. I care about NQ. That's where I do my charting. Hopefully this doesn't come all the way back here and break even me, because that would absolutely suck. Damn, don't open up this 3 minute, bro. Because then it's going to have to come back and trade into that. Oh, okay. Nice. Banger trade. Beautiful trade. Beautiful executions. I think this was... I wouldn't say... Both of these trades were good. You either got the early entry here for this long, or got this continuation. Very valid continuation. Sponsored 5 minute gap. Obvious draw. Quick 30-second inversion. Usually you can go break even here, but I was just so confident in it. I didn't go break even until this high. Started to chop around here a little bit. That scared me. But great entry. 1.18 RR. And that's it. I'm done for the day. What's the P&L? 1,000 back to break even on this eval. Yeah, that's my one trade for the day. It is an Apex account, so you can one day pass it. So if I wanted to, I could keep trading and take multiple trades, but I'm not doing that. The move for the day has happened. We got this pullback. We got the distribution. Got the pullback again. Got the distribution. All-time highs is taken. What are the odds that we're just gonna because if I were to take a setup here, I'd have to wait for displacement higher, structure to build up, 15-minute gap to open up, trade into the 15-minute gap. Yeah, if I didn't get this setup, I'd be waiting for that, but I wouldn't really be counting on that happening, because that usually doesn't happen. Usually after all-time highs is taken again, price either goes down and chops around, or just chops upwards, nowhere where you can really get a setup, or it just displaces through, gives you no pullback, or just chops. Very rarely gives a continuation setup, but regardless, I'm done for the day. Couple notes. Great trade. I don't really have anything to say about it. Could have maybe had a little bit of a tighter stop loss here, especially after seeing the strong displacement. But yeah, executed on micros just because I'm on an eval. I want to risk more. If I just do a mini here, only risking $600, I'd rather risk the full 1,000 DLL, especially if I knew I would not get a second trade in today, because if this failed, I wouldn't look for anything else. Because resweeping into the same spot doesn't mean anything. Everything is there already. So rather just get my one trade and done. And that's exactly what I did. I was supposed to do 15 micros, but only 14 by accident. I guess didn't have the time. But it's all good. Great entry. And that's it. I'm done for the day. Alright, so as you can see here, it did end up running a lot higher, but I do not care about this at all. This is the final draw. It's kind of hard to predict the rest of this because it's all thin air, right? There is nothing to the left here. So I'd rather just TP right at the all-time highs. And, it gave me my 1-to-1. As long as it's over 1-to-1, I'm good to go. And that's what we got here. Could have done maybe something like a standard deviation, put it at the 1. That would have got you in over here, a little bit better RR, but I didn't care. I just wanted to be in and out. Standard deviation isn't something that I've tested, especially at all-time highs. This is exactly what I called. I said I'm not going to look for another, I would never look for another trade regardless after I already took a win. But I'm saying if I didn't get this setup, this would just happen. It'll either chop around, or it'll keep ripping up with zero retrace at all. It hardly ever retraces um, when at all-time highs. So I'm cool with just getting out here. I have my 1-to-1. I hit my draw. Very well could have gotten a retrace rebalance here because this is like a previous day high, right? But yeah, that's it for the day. I'll see y'all next recap.